we had some miscues in the game. There's no doubt we missed a field goal, we shanked a punt, we had the penalty, from a personnel standpoint. But I do think we did some good things in the game as well, right? But the things that have nothing to do with the opponent are the things that we need to correct.
How are you processing the losing?
Yeah, I'm committed to not getting used to it, I guess is what I would say. I'm not joking when I say that, I think I asked the team yesterday, I said, what motivates you, right? And I think for me, seeing the players get the reward from the work is motivating. But it's also just as motivating to watch them have to go through the difficulty of losing, right? Knowing what I've observed for a very long time, if that makes sense, right? So sometimes as a leader, it's not about me, right? It's more about the rest of them, like players in particular. I think everybody likes to talk about the offensive line, okay, when it comes to protection and maybe inefficient runs, but all position groups contribute to both, okay? And I've said this publicly many times, when you rush the ball effectively, it's not just the offensive line. I think we've got to play well on the edges. We've got to have precision in footwork and eye discipline at running back. The quarterback's got to make the right decision in terms of distributing the ball. And then the same could be said for protection. We had other position groups that caused problems in protection in the game. It's not always just the offensive line. We're quick to point the finger at the quarterback. We're quick to point the finger at the offensive line. But I think all positions contribute. Sometimes it's a receiver, right? Maybe the receiver doesn't run the route with precision and the quarterback has to hold the ball, right? I think there's a number of things that contribute to protection issues. So the lesson here is that there's no one single individual to blame here other than me, okay? And I think ultimately the buck stops here. We're gonna go fix it. That's what I would tell you.
Does the kind of, sloppiness from communications on special teams, does that make you rethink the process and not having one coach dedicated to that?
No, it's a very specific error, right? It has nothing to do with what we do year round. It was a very specific mistake within the game. And it has nothing to do with infrastructure or job description or assignments. It's just one very specific mistake. And one that we will learn from going forward. Much like we do every week, we make mistakes and we adjust and adapt. So I think it uncovered something that's a challenging situation and one that will work in the future.